Hello, hello. I am back with more Stormblood. And as you can see, we're back in Ishgard. Feels like just yesterday we were here. But that is because I have a job quest to go do here. The first job quest of Stormblood. So let's go do that. East meets west. Quinard has something to say, and that glint behind his monocle suggests that it is important. Top of the morning to you, Jaguar, or is it the evening? It's so hard to tell, locked up here in the Athenaeum all day and night. Alright, technically speaking, I can leave at any time of my choosing, but it is as if some strange force prevents me from stepping forth into the light. But enough of that. You are here to learn what became of your humble companions while you were off saving the realm. Well, since Ishgard's quite abrupt change in leadership, the Vault has become somewhat more receptive to the contemporary ideas of Lady Master Rufin. They've even asked our compatriot in disguise to hold for them another symposium on Charlian astrology. And this time, within the city-state proper, and not just at some forsaken hamlet. Nothing against the fine citizenry of Falcon's Nest, mind you. In fact, the good Rufin has foreseen your arrival in the stars, and awaits you in the observatorium. The look on your face tells me you are less than convinced. Still the skeptic after all we have been through together, eh? Allow me to recreate this morning's reading. In the center of the Dawn Cross we have the spear. To its left, the inverted arrow. To its right, the inverted balance. Beneath we have the inverted spire and the inverted bowl. And finally, at the crown, is the ewer. Well, do you not see it? It is as plain as the stench of day-old piss in the broom on a balmy summer's eve. Okay, weird analogy. The peace hath settled upon our great land. It will be along the path of coming destruction that friends new and old shall discover the bush that doth bear the fruit of knowledge and hope. And to think it was you who attuned to all 6 heavens. In other words, he who brought peace to Ishgard, that would be you, will take the road south to the observatorium where, I don't know, you shall read some books with Lady Leveva to discover a spell for delivering excruciating pain to your enemies and their families. It all sounded more convincing when she explained it to me this morning over that bottle of wine. Or was it 2 bottles? At any rate, I would suggest you make haste. You know how little our protégée does not take kindly to those who make her wait. It was good seeing you again, Jaguar, and something tells me you will be back again soon. Wink. Okay, so we're going to the Kurthis Central Highlands. Yes, we're going to the first dicastral observatorium of ethereal and astrological phenomena. just love how this place has such an unnecessarily long name. Friend and fellow astrologian, it is good to see you again. What has it been? 2, 3? Let's just say that it has been too long. Did Jan Quinard speak to you of my reading? Well then, there is hope for that well-dressed duellard yet, though I've learned the key to success is not entrusting him with more than one task at a time, and making certain that task does not require much in the way of thinking, or acting for that matter. As for the reading, I believe it instructs us as to our next step in spreading the knowledge of Master Rufin, an injured traveler, has arrived at our gates seeking succor. An ill omen, with me, Jaguar. Please, I can walk no further. The stars were kind in guiding you to this place. The astrologians here have ways of easing one's hurts. Astrologians, I have no need of prophecy or prognostication. Or, I could stay my tongue and allow you to tend to my wounds. My apologies. May you have a quick recovery, friend. In time, you'll come to believe the power the stars wield. Master Rufin, Jaguar's felicious return inspires me to step out for a breath of fresh air, and behold, already it appears a new adventure is upon us. Ah, here I was thinking you made the journey south to lend your talents in preparing for the forthcoming symposium. Master Rufin, or was it Lady Leviva? If I may, allow me to give you my thanks and my apologies for earlier. I have a tendency to allow your unbridled emotions to get the best of you. That was amazing. You knew what I was going to say before I even said it. But where are my manners? I'm Kyokuho of Hingashi, and have braved storm and sea to learn of the many wonders it is said are to be found in this magnificent realm. But you already knew that, didn't you? No, I did not. Now if you excuse me, I must get back to, matters which are important. Important matters, such as astrological matters? Could you show me? It wouldn't be a burden. I'd stand in the corner, in the shadows, behind a curtain. While I appreciate the somewhat forced enthusiasm, I'm afraid that won't be Oh, I was merely hoping that we might be able to share some insight into each other's fields. Each other's fields? You wouldn't happen to be a geomancer, would you? Geomancer? So-called masters of wind and water. My grandfather had a tome written on the far eastern art of elemental and directional divination, though much of it seemed a little more than folklore. Oh yeah, I think I've heard of geomancers. There's like speculation that it could have been one of the new jobs for the next expansion, but then it wasn't. But it's like a job from a previous Final Fantasy games, I've gathered. Welcome, Didai. Glad you were able to join today. Yeah, such a long name. Lady Leviva, did not this morning's reading mention friends new and old? What if Jaguar were the friend old, and this peculiar little man was the friend new? The spear pointing west, the balance pointing east, the arrow pointing in all directions and none. It might just mean Kyokuhu ho. Though it pains me to admit as much, it appears your arrival has been foretold. Perhaps there's much that I can learn from you, nay, that we can learn from each other. Haha, oh, but there is. Soon you will learn the push and pull of the elements brings together those who require companionship most. Yes, the elements. We'll have to discuss that further at another juncture. For the time being, I'm placing you in the care of my first and foremost pupil, Jaguar. An excellent proposal, or as I believe the Hingans say, Kiekaku. I dabbled in a bit of a language when I was younger, but for the life of me that ebon-haired emissary would not afford me even a sidelong glance. Then I might hazard that there is no finer place to begin unlocking the secrets of the stars than under the bowl near Roots Lake. I shall even lead good Kyokuho to the south shroud myself, if, Jaguar agrees to do the rest. After you, then. Next we meet, Kyokuho, you will have opened the first gate and better understand the influence to the stars hold over all of us. Safe journeys. It all begins here, under the earthly stars. By opening the gate to the first heaven, we embark on a journey to self-enlightenment, to self-betterment, to unlock secrets untold. Finishing that journey now is another matter altogether. Ha ha ha. My lord, it is an honor to defend you once again. There you are. I was beginning to wonder if you hadn't been eaten by the hoverflies on your way here. But I jest. Quinard tells me that you are quite the authority on all things relating to the bowl. So enlighten me, oh, honorable sensei. I am, as you Westerners say, all eyes. Or was it ears? Bowl's blessing. So you say the bowl offers strength to the weak. Interesting. So this is your bowl. In the far east, we know of a constellation. We know of the constellation as something different, but know it all the same. I must admit, however, that seeing it under a different sky than my own fills my heart with a sense of both wonderment and now confusion, knowing what it represents to your people. What I cannot wrap my head around is that you would truly believe a notion so foolish as that the power of the earth, a word but that by your own definition means soil, would not come from the land itself, but rather from the 6 tiny lights flickering in the night skies. That's a good point. We students of geomancy believe that such power naturally lies beneath our feet, ever flowing through creation, as blood does through our veins. Yet, despite differences in our thinking, the similarities are encouraging. All trees are born of the earth, and their protection is universal. A most thought-provoking opinion I am certain Lady Leviva will be delighted to hear. Though might I suggest you withhold the part about being able to wrap your head around our foolish notions, unless you enjoy having a steel-toed boot wedged firmly twixt the bullocks. Shall we be going then? By this hour, Lady Leviva will have already made the journey back to the Athenaeum. Back to Ishgard. You're over here. My thanks for taking the Hinken off my hands, and not because I think our visitor annoying little braggart with all the manners of a cobalt foundling, which I still do, but because I needed the time to finish my work without distraction. So tell me, what did I miss? I see. Perhaps I judged Kyokuho too hastily. I still have my reservations, but I shall afford him the benefit of the doubt. For now. The teachings of geomancy may be grounded in fairy tales and falsehoods, but my grandfather told me that every lie is born of the truth. If I can find the truth within Kyokuho's backwards beliefs, it may provide insight into our own school of thought. I see now that my choice to assign you as his tutor was a wise decision. Might I ask this of you, Jaguar? I promise that once the symposium has ended, I shall assume the duties of Kyokuho's tutelage. I sense good fortune in our stars, my friend. Good fortune indeed. Alright. Next one is at 63. Okay, let's go back to Rauker's Reach and continue the main story. Where men go as one. Conrad wishes to thank you for all you have done in such a short time. Owing to the efforts of you all, we have accomplished a great deal in a short time. The Resistance thanks you for your service, Scions. I see operations here having been proceeding apace in my absence. Welcome back, brother dearest. I take it your efforts to gather new recruits were successful. Indeed, there were several amongst the Scions' ranks that were quite eager to take part in our joint endeavor with the Resistance, whom I am come to present. Commander Kemp, if I may. My name is Ehrenwald Lentius, a half-breed, as you can doubtless tell. I'm here to fight for a free Alamigo, for an Alamigo where women like my mother are never made to suffer. I pray you grant me this honor. You are a true-born son of Giribania, same as me. This is not my honor to grant, but yours to freely take. Welcome, brother. With our swelling ranks, and the aid of our Eorzean alliance in the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, I believe we will soon be in a position to seize the initiative. Once our new recruits have received sufficient training, I propose to General Alden that we draw up plans for an assault on Castra Villadina. Then, in the meantime, we will make what preparations we can. Meanwhile, in the royal palace of Alamigo. I'm loving this song. This is great.
Alliance forces have occupied Castrum Orients and taken up positions along the length of the wall. Our patrols have engaged their reconnaissance parties on site, but there have been no significant exchanges, save one. A unit tasked with field testing prototype Magitech weapons was attacked. The weapons were destroyed, with the unit sustaining near-total casualties.
Near-total? Go on.
So this is a different commander. It's not Varys, I think was his name, that we met in Heaven's Forge. They must be in charge of different regions, I guess. So Varys would be in charge of Heaven's Forge region, Ishgard region, that area.
My lord, there was but a single survivor from the unit in question, which falls under my command. According to his report, they were ambushed by a contingent of Eorzean Alliance regulars, abetted by resistance insurgents.
A simple ambush and only one survivor. A fine day's work. The stubbornness to survive is not without worth. He may live. However, the 12th is no place for the weak.
He shall be relegated at once, my lord. As you say, the 12th is no place for cowards who count their lives more precious than the cause.
Indeed, indeed. We have no need of cowards.
Oh, what you doing?
My lord,
Okay then.
Cowards who defer critical missions to their subordinates, who hide within their castra, never meeting their prey in battle, never staring into the whites of their eyes. Why? When confronted with a heretofore unknown icon, did we surrender the wall to the Alliance? Because my honored father, in his infinite wisdom, has not seen fit to grant us leave to march on their lands. Accordingly, we have extended an invitation to our neighbors. Gir Abania is where we shall host them. The field upon which we shall enjoy the sport of kings. Patience is paramount. Cornered animals may have spirit, but they are ultimately predictable and very poor sport. But if one dangles the promise of freedom before them while nipping at their heels to stoke their passion, then things become interesting. It is a delicate dance, one which asks much of my hands. And so I put the question to you, my fellow huntsman. How shall we deal with these savages?
My lord, I have a proposal.
Silence, Alamegan! You do forget yourself! Only by the grace of Lord Van Baelsar were you afforded a place here, and that in name alone. We have no need of your proposals, savage.
Van Baelsar.
This savage yearns to hunt her own. The floor is yours, Commander.
Thank you, my lord.
Right then, I've got duties to attend to. Mayhap we could assist you with said duties. We're here to help, after all. The three of you have been busy, so I'll understand if they require time to rest. If not, however, it would seem sensible to assist our allies with their preparations. We'd be grateful for any help and all help you can offer. If you ask around, I guarantee you won't want to work for work. You won't want for work. Beeves, what you got for us? Future rest, future dust. Beeves is certain he has seen you somewhere before. Have we? I beg your pardon. The man who bested Gaius Van Baelsar wishes to offer me his assistance. I say, this is highly irregular. though I've heard it said you had a penchant for aiding the common man, in which case, before the occupation I was humble historian, while my duties leave me scarce time for aught else. I think it important that these momentous events are recorded for the benefit of future generations. Primary sources are indispensable, and I had a mind to question a number of my fellow freedom fighters, ask them their motivations for taking up this cause, and so forth. You may take down their statements in this log, and, Jaguar, thank you for your service, now and ever after. Got another quest over here. I was just a cook before all this. Simple fare, really. Had a chance to lend a hand and help feed some refugees one day. I took a liking to the fighters. They believed, you know? And there's always a need for cooks. Or at least people who can work with whatever the foraging parties turn up. Oh, you've got a quest for me. A dash of green. Helissa considers the cook pot with a frown. You want to help, do you? Seeing as how I'm in no position to leave the stew pot unattended, could you go ask Teb for a variety of herbs? 6 sprigs or so of whatever he's got on hand should suffice. It's not as haphazard as it may seem. Depending on the recipe, it doesn't really matter what sort you add, as long as you add something. I'll be here when you get back. I'll go accept this quest first. Ananta Battlemaid. You Wayward brothers. The Ananta Battlemaid is not one to be trifled with. You look like a strider in search of comrades in need. If so, I have a task for you. I am a trainer, and was told to expect new recruits this day. Yet nary a one has come. Perhaps they were given the wrong time or location. I do not know. They number 5 in all. These would-be warriors. Send them on to me, should you chance to find them. Why? Why indeed. Save lives, perhaps, or to make amends for the ones I couldn't. My father and my brothers were worked to death while building a castrum. What did it matter to the Garleans, eh? More where that lot came from. After that, I couldn't keep doing nothing. I know, I'm late. But I had to say a prayer for my sister first. After what the Imperials did to her, death was a mercy. Oh, so this is like the tombs where they bury people. I see a door. Doesn't seem to lead anywhere. The door was a lie. Aren't you the Icon Slayer? Damned if I know why you'd bother asking someone like me why I joined the Resistance, but it's simple. If I wasn't fighting for Alamigo, I'd be fighting for the Empire. You're either with them or not, and if you're with them, you may as well make the most of it. Food, training, citizenship if you live long enough. You'll die stealing someone else's land, like as not, but that's the choice. But me, I'd rather die here. Huh? Training? Gah, I was so busy practicing to impress the others that I completely forgot. Thank you. Ah, a thousand pardons. So preoccupied was I by the question of whether Alamigo should be a monarchy or republic that I neglected to attend my training. How silly, I know. Until we drive the Imperials from our lands, the question is moot. Teacher calls for me. I see. We were discussing strategies for disabling Magitek armor, you see? And, yes, of course, there's no time. If you would excuse me. Herbs, is it? 6 sprigs of whatever's on hand. Afraid I can't spare that much. You'll take 2, and be glad of it. The remainder you'll have to gather yourself. Shouldn't be too much of a bother, though. You'd be surprised at what you can find growing underfoot, even in the Reach. Guy over here somewhere I'm trying to find. Oh, here he is. Oh, bugger. You were sent by the snake, weren't you? I heard 1 in 4 recruits doesn't live through their training. That can't be true, right? Oh, bugger. Oh, bugger. This is a long tunnel. Ooh. Kratmar. Why'd I join the Resistance? Well, if you must know, it was to avenge a friend of the Imperials butchered before my very eyes, back in Alamigo. We owned a stall in the markets, and a passing soldier snatched up a piece of fruit. He spoke out before I could stop him, only to get a foam of steel in the gut for his troubles. I found my way here, and that was that. Oh, we've got more. We've got to search for herbs. Storming. Guess that's appropriate for Stormblood. Well met, Jaguar. Have you spoken with the freedom fighters as I asked? Page after page of this log is filled with flowing script. Doubtless Beeves has had much practice honing his handwriting. As fascinating as they are varied, you have a knack for convincing others to bare their hearts for you. I could not have done better myself. Many years from now, when these tempestuous times pass into memory, their accounts will serve as a window into the struggle. We must never forget, my friend. Never. All recruits are present and accounted for. My thanks to you, Strider. Not all appreciate the rigor with which I train my recruits. Some favor a gentler approach, as if the Imperials will be so kind. 'Tis a thankless job to teach, some say, but I say their survival is thanks enough. Fare you well. Okay, let's swim to the other side. Go turn in this quest. Ah, there you are. Got those herbs I asked for? Yup. Precisely what type of herb this is remains unclear, but the important thing is that it is green and fragrant. Thanks, that'll do nicely. And, sorry to impose upon you, sir. Thought you were another recruit. Didn't realize until after that you were, But to answer the question that's probably on your mind, yes. It's always like this. Never enough food or supplies to go around. All the more reason to be grateful when our countrymen can spare some for the cause, though that comes at a cost too. Too many villages, Too many children are more deserving than us. But a man can't fight on an empty stomach, can he? So we partake, as we must, and we never lose sight of the dream. Token of faith. The swarthy resistance fighter is at wit's end. Damn it all. Where could it have got to? Oh, pardon me, fellow lover of freedom and justice. You haven't seen a word of the Destroyer anywhere, have you? Maybe on the ground, as if a certain bloody fool had dropped it. I'd been him. I had it this morning, that much I know for certain, and I've not left the Reach since, so it's got to be around here somewhere. If you got a moment to spare, would you be willing to help me search? I spent some time near the Temple of the Fist earlier, so it might be there. As for me, I'll look around near the officer's pavilion. They're hardly rare, I know, and I could just as easily buy another, but even so, please, help me find it. Ward of the Destroyer. Apparently these are not rare, for as epic as the name sounds. I swear, I've searched high and low, but it just won't turn up. Paper ward inscribed with a prayer to the patron of deity of Alamigo, Rauger. 7 hells, that's the one. That's my lucky ward. You're a godsend, brother. Before I was born, my mother made a pilgrimage to the Temple of the Fist, where she, unlike many others, received the blessings of the monks. And then Theodoric came and burned it all to the ground. The mad bastard, and after him came the Garleans, who cared even less for our beliefs. But I still keep to the old ways, as do many others, and when my son is born, I'll teach him the stories and the scripture, as my mother taught me. Crossing the Villadina. Alphino has been making himself useful to the Resistance. Oh cool. Hit 61. And with that, another task is complete. Ah, Jaguar, I hear you have been keeping busy. Aye, that he has, and we thank him for it. Pleases me to inform you that our new recruits have completed their initial training and stand ready to contribute. As discussed, Monago, I would have you present my proposal for an assault on Castellum Villadina to General Alden personally. Of course, sir. Are you and yours planning to return to Castrum Oriens before the operation? If so, why don't we travel together? That seems a fine suggestion, but I must consult my comrades ere we depart. Very well. I will wait for you at the pass, but not too long. I expect Kryl and Y'shtola will wish to remain here to support the Kyrugians, but nevertheless, we should go and ask them. been to the peaks and back, have you? Glad to see you're in good health. Is aught amiss? I see. That would explain the sudden flurry of activity outside. This joint operation marks a turning point in our conflict with the Garleans. For the first time, the Resistance and the Alliance shall go on the offensive, in an attempt to capture an Imperial outpost in occupied territory. Personally, I believe it is imperative we offer them our full support. As was the case with Ishgard, however, this is not a choice to be made lightly, nor less on others' behalfs. This is war, and every scion must decide what part he or she would play. I'll fight, for Alamigo, for my father, for Ida. I'm in it to the end. The choice was made for us ere we were born, brother, when the Empire marched on Eorzea. They will stop at nothing to subjugate or slaughter us all. Van Belzar and Van Darnus were but the first to try. Though your fervor is surprising, I cannot dispute your logic. At the risk of repeating myself, I am of course of the same mind. The present situation is untenable, and further complicated by the existence of Ilberd's Primal. I believe we have no recourse but to directly and openly intervene. I thought this a foregone conclusion given our actions thus far, but if you require renewed affirmation, then yes, I am still wholly committed to this cause, for it is ultimately the self-same cause I have served since I first pledged to serve Master Louis Wall, and in the circle of knowing, the salvation of Eorzea, by any means necessary. That said, I shall refrain from taking the field on this occasion. There are many here who require further treatment, and doubtless more to come after. I came here from Philia, and that hasn't changed. However, I'd like to stay with Y'shtola for now and tend to the wounded. Sounds good. As for you, Jaguar, you are, to quote our dear friend Lord Edmund, the man who slew Gaius Van Belsar and some half-dozen primals besides. Your presence may well prove the difference between victory and defeat. Many look to you as a hero, and heap great expectations upon your shoulders. But you, like every scion, must decide for yourself. Let's see, we got a bunch of options here. I'll fight, the Empire poses too great a threat. We can carry on, do what I must. I'll say, we can but carry on, for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. Well said indeed. Take care, Y'shtola, Cryle, and do not hesitate to contact us should you require assistance. Lise, I would ask that you remain here, by Conrad's side. We should go, or Manago will leave without us. Might I persuade you to join us, Jaguar? Should you wish to give your decision further consideration, Castrum Oriens would seem an apt place to do it. You need not answer right away. I'm sure I can convince Manago to wait a little longer. Of course I'll join. So you will be accompanying us. Full glad am I to hear it. All set? Excellent. Then let us be off. All right. These are some huge birds. Okay, we've made it. Welcome back, comrades. What news? Greetings, General. I am come at Commander Kep's behest to brief you on the latest developments at the Reach. Our recruitment efforts have exceeded expectations. In addition to welcoming many motivated young Almegans, our ranks have been bolstered by the arrival of a number of experienced veterans, thanks in large part to the efforts of the Scions. As a consequence, we are now able to field half a dozen new units, with much more being trained as we speak. Good. I gather Conrad is eager to strike while the iron's hot. Just so, General. He proposes that we begin preparations for a joint operation to capture Castellum Veledina. Capture Veledina? That will not be easy. It will, however, be necessary if we are ever to push east towards the capital. There's no profit in delay. It is only a matter of time before the Garleans learn of our plans and summon reinforcements. The Alliance hereby accepts Commander Kemp's proposal. Tell him to take no chances. Bring every able-bodied Almegan who can wield a weapon. Pippin, I want Veledina watched. Assess its defenses. Every fortress has a weakness, and I would know this one's. Good idea. If there's no objection, General, might the Scions join Master Terrapin? By all means, if that is all, let us be about it. The Castellum is much less a mere military installation and more a supply depot, a storage and distribution facility for the surrounding area. That being the case, taking it will not only earn us a strategic foothold, but deprive our enemy of valuable resources. Interesting. Conrad and the General are of one mind, it seems. I only wish I could say the same. While this aggressive strategy may well profit us in the end, what losses will we suffer in the meantime? Anyway, we should speak with the Vice Marshal about this reconnaissance mission and see how he would like to proceed. In crimson it began. Pippin is looking forward to the assault on Castellum Velladina. Thank you for volunteering to join me. This should be a fairly straightforward reconnaissance mission, so long as we do not have the ill fortune to run afoul of an Imperial patrol. Come, our destination is beyond East End, just north of Velladina. Oh, we get to go through the village. Bitter mill. Another fake door. Nope, I don't think I can go in any of these houses. Darn. Won't be committing trespassing today. Oh wow, that's a lot deeper of a river than I thought. It's like a chasm. I didn't notice the huge waterfall over there before. Even should they be unaware of our plans, I would be surprised if their western defenses were not heavily fortified, given the presence of allied forces of the wall. Naught appears out of the ordinary at a glance. This ought to be close enough. Now we settle in for a long watch. That said, it would be prudent to keep your weapons at the ready, in case a passing patrol stumbles upon us, or worse. Upon reconnoitering Castellum Villadina, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Oh, it is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes. Got something important gonna happen here. I'm excited for whatever this is.
Excellent. The disposition of the Imperial forces is exactly as expected. I will notify Father. Cannon fire! Where did it come from?
Smoke! There! Is that... Oh gods, it's Ralga's Reach.
What? Rauker's Reach.
It's no use. I think someone's jamming our communications.
They felt it.
You don't think... Could this be part of a coordinated attack?
Too early to draw conclusions. We must abort the assault and return to the Reach at once.
I did not expect this. Oh, it's the skulls. Those bullies.
Forward! Forward! Give them no quarter!
You!
Oh, it's missing several times.
Traitor! Kinslayer!
You're no kin of mine!
Oh no.
Meffred! He'll take you!
It's the commander. Oh no.
Well, well. Stand aside, pilots. This one has promise.
Have a care, my lord. She's not like the others.
Do not disappoint me, girl, or I will kill you.
Seven hells! It's him! It's Xenos!
The Viceroy? Oh, you are a dead man! Ah!
So spirited, and yet so empty.
Oh, sure.
Ah, a magical barrier. Alas, it will not save you.
How? Yashola!
Oh no.
Hold the line, Byrolga! Hold the line!
This is not good.
Kryl!
Cryo made it out at least.
Alphino!
We saw the smoke and thought we heard explosions. Are we under attack?
The Imperials were all over us before we realized what was happening. No one knew where to run or what to do. It was chaos. Lise and Master Kemp rallied the guards and bought us enough time to get some of the wounded to safety, but I haven't seen either of them since.
Confound it! If we lose the Reach, this will all have been for naught.
Arenvold, can you escort these people to the wall?
Aye, sir.
Our place is at the Reach. We must offer such aid and succor as we are able. Saving lives is now our paramount concern.
If we can hold back the Imperials until Father sends reinforcements, we may yet turn the tide.
I'll join you. I've done all I can for these people, and you'll be crying out for a healer in there.
I fear you're right. Come, there is no time to lose.
Oh no, the music is giving me flashbacks from the end of A Realm Reborn. Gods help us, they're killing everyone. We have to stop them while there's still someone left to save. Alright, let's beat these guys up. Alright, good. Imperials came from nowhere, started cutting people down left and right. Reinforcements are on the way, spread the word. We should keep moving. Confound it. Nothing for it but to fight. 12 for Fend. It's a bloodbath. Remember that we're here to save lives. Defend the hostages. Alright, I can give them some healing. Don't worry, straggler. I gotcha. Oh, this one's real low on health. These monsters. These people had surrendered. It's not too late for the others. We must hurry. What are those beastmen fighting for the Imperials? I've never seen them before. Wait, what? Foray? Hold on, what are you? Fox people? Okay. Oh no, the furries are attacking. Gotta kill them. They took Lisa and the others deeper inside. You've got... There they are. We're not too late. Oh, these are the skulls. Well, a rescue party is it? We'll see about that. For Dola. God, who in the seven hells are you? Oh, there's Stola over there. I saw her. We've got to see if she's alright.
Take you so long. Alpha, no, I need your help.
I can help too. I'm a healer.
My lord, the prisoners.
See to your men, Pylus.
As you command, my lord.
Pylus.
Your friends were a disappointment. But you will entertain me, will you not?
Yeah. Fight me. If we kill him here now, we can end this. I have no need for this rabble. Oh! Seven hells. Not even Father could do that. That was deadly. Oh.
Give me something to remember.
We have to destroy these. Oh, he's just slowly walking towards us. Okay, so we have to destroy these swords to create a safe place to stand. Better, but lacking nevertheless. The swell. Oh. Destroy the swell. I do not want to let him moonwalk towards me. Stay away.
Don't stop now.
That's the big attack. Vein splitter. This is a cool fight. Oh, I need to destroy the swell too. Wait, we broke his sword?
Pathetic.
Got a body of iron, apparently.
Shall we give chase, General?
Nay. There has been enough death this day. See to the wounded.
Aye, sir.
You all right, lad?
Well enough. Next time he will pay.
Aye, I do not doubt it.
The Warrior of Light losing a fight. Who would have thought?
Don't Don't you die on me, Ashola! Hold on! Don't worry, it's going to be all right. Alphino, Master Kemp is all yours.
Understood.
Don't just stand there gawping. You're a healer, aren't you?
Yeah. Finally someone lets me help healing. It's about time I was respected as a healer around here.
The worst is past, but without the proper facilities, I can do no more.
Master Kemp too would be better served in the infirmary. Let us take them there without delay.
Give us a hand, would you, Lise? Of course. I know you must be exhausted, but there will be others who need our help. Leave these two to us and look to the other wounded.
Okay. Oh, the music is different now. You did well, Jaguar. You saved lives. No matter what happens, remember that. Now then, let's do what we can for the wounded. Every minute counts. The fires fade. The haunted look in Rabon's eyes speaks volumes. See to the wounded, Jaguar. If they live, help them. If not, move on. Mefrid lies motionless, having breathed his last. Clenched in his fist is a small charm, which you take for safekeeping. Ah, Mefrid. He was already cold when I got to him. There was naught I could do. That charm must have been important. You'd best take it to Conrad. Damn it, Alize. This is serious. You need rest. Hey, you seem ready to burst into tears. I'd fetch you a handkerchief, but it makes no sense. You brushed us aside as if we were nothing. Oh, Y'shtola. You're worried about Y'shtola, aren't you? It's too early to make any kind of prognosis, but she's alive, for now. If it wasn't for her, it would be me lying there. I wish it was. Nago, Mefrid, where are you? I've got bad news about Mefrid. This is... He's dead, isn't he? Mefrid was a warrior, always thinking about others before himself. He once had an Imperial patrol chase him nigh on 20 palms, so that his wounded would have time to escape. His comrades loved him for it, of course. though that only made him worry more. Did you know that he sent his men in Quarry Mill away because he thought they were fighting for him and not the cause? Aye, well he did. The only life he was willing to risk was his own, you see. But that's exactly the kind of man who should be leader, the kind of man who deserves to survive, not an old fool who's all used up. There's no logic to it, Master Kemp. There never is. Who stands, who falls, in the heat of battle, we can but do our best, as he did. Mefred will be sorely missed, aye, but because of his sacrifice, many now live otherwise would not. And they need us, now more than ever. Aye, that they do. Forgive me, I had high hopes for him, is all. Bereft of hearth and home, Rauger's Reach is no longer safe, as Pippin well knows. Our defeat was no near thing, it was total, a humiliation. We were powerless to withstand our enemy's assault. But we cannot afford to dwell on our failure. As Alphino said, it is those who survived whom we must think of now. Rauger's Reach is no longer safe. The Imperials may have withdrawn, but they could return at any time to finish what they began. We dare not remain here. Those who are not fit to make the journey to Castrum Oriens will need to be taken by chocobo carriage. Agreed? Good. I shall oversee preparations for the carriages. In the meantime, I would have you scour the infirmary for any supplies that might prove useful during the journey. Man, we've got to relocate. Forgive me, but it is imperative that I continue preparing medicines for the wounded. If you desire treatment, I must ask that you seek it elsewhere. Oh, I see. In that case, you are free to search the barber and take that which you require. I would not have our people dying en route. I would assist you, but this process demands my undivided attention. Sir, Marshal Terrapin said you might have something for me. "12 be praised. This should put the driver's hearts at ease. Tell the Vice Marshal we await his orders." Ishtola and the others are safely strapped in. Don't worry, I'll be by her side the entire time. Thank you, Cryo. I'll walk alongside. They'll need protection in case the Garleans try anything. Hang on, you're injured too, aren't you? Shouldn't you be in one of the carriages? I'm not so frail that I can't make the trip on my own. Besides, there's still work to be done here. I'll see you at the wall when it's finished. As you wish. Then let us set forth at once. We shall move as quickly as our comrades' health allows. To Castrum Oriens. divide and conquer. Conrad is a man struggling to cope with the bitter reality. You've saved a good many of my men, and I cannot thank you enough for that. But the fact remains, our forces were decimated. In this state, we'll not be mounting an assault on Castellum Villadina or anywhere else. We need to be honest with ourselves about our prospects, but first, we need to put our affairs here in order. Afterwards, I'll join you all at Castrum Oriens. Understood. We will go and speak with General Alden. I can see the Reach means a lot to these people, but it would be suicide to stay. Yeah. For more than a decade, the Resistance has resided here, hidden from the eyes of the Empire. And just when we set our sights on Villadina, they strike. Do you not find that passing strange? Yeah. Pippin has already departed with the wounded, has he? Good. We have completed our search of the Reach in the surrounding area. As far as we can tell, Xenos and his men have returned straight away as to Specula Imperatoris after quitting this place. 'Twould seem he's lost interest in us. Which brings us to the most troubling question of all. Not how he found us, but why he chose to spare our lives having done so. In war, you kill or capture your enemy. You don't leave him to fight another day. Only a fool would turn his back and walk away, but Xenos is no fool. Whatever his motive, this is neither the time nor the place to think on it. I will leave a token force to watch over the Reach. The rest will fall back to Castrum Oriens. We can discuss our path forward there. Father, he didn't make it. They killed him. Those thrice-damned Imperials killed him. Let's go around and talk to some people first here and see what they have to say. Oh, he's just welcoming me to Rauger's Reach. A little late for that. Alright, don't really see anyone else around here that we could talk to. So let's go to Castrum Oriens. Farewell for now, Rauger's Reach. Kryl is with Y'shtola. She still hasn't woken up, but Kryl says she's through the worst. Given the severity of her wound, we could have hoped for no more. Let us pray she makes a full recovery. We lost a lot of good people, didn't we? I saw it happen when that Skull's commander cut down Mefrid. A single blow, and that was it. Everything he fought for, all his hopes and dreams for the future, gone in an instant. And do you want to know the worst part? It wasn't a Garlean who did it. It was an Alamegan. Gods help me, if I ever... No, not now. Not while the general's waiting. Oh, Lise.
Were it not for the swift actions of the Scions and the Alliance, many more would have died. You risked your lives to save ours, and for that we thank you.
There is no need for thanks. We are allies, are we not?
Aye, just so. Let us not dwell on this tragedy, but look to the future.
The future? I'm sorry, General, but there is no future for us. We've lost too many. Gods, I can still see Mefrid with that woman standing over him. They've ripped the heart out of his general. They've broken us. Our fight is over.
Master Kemp, please.
I'll always hate them with every fiber of my being. For what they took from us then and now. Our homeland, our freedom, our bloody children.
You mean the Skulls? The youths who fight for Xenos?
Grania Lupi, the Black Wolf's legacy and our shame. A unit made up of children born to Alamegan dignitaries who came of age during the occupation. Sons and daughters of Gir Abania, raised to be proud citizens of the Empire, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails. It'd be easy to curse them and call them traitors. But they're our children. Our flesh and blood. If the only way to forge the future we want is to cut down our own, then...
Then what was it all for?
Nargo.
What will you say to the families of the fallen? To the mothers, and the widows, and the orphans? Will you tell them it was all for nothing?
Listen to the girl. We dare not suffer our comrades' sacrifices to have been in vain. Now is the time to steel our resolve and press on, painful though it may be.
Yeah.
And when Xenos comes back with his army, what then? This isn't the first time, you know. You'll be hard-pressed to find men brave or stupid enough to face him again.
I still can't believe how strong he was. He humiliated us back there. The Warrior of Light included. Gods help us if he's next in line to the Garlean throne.
Loath though I am to say it, we should not be surprised. Before succeeding Van Baelsar in Alamigo, Xenos led the Imperial army to Doma, where he crushed the rebellion utterly. As a matter of fact, Doma remains in his charge to this day. Suffice it to say, Varus's heir is a peerless warrior and an accomplished general. The question is, how are we to contend with such a foe?
Yeah, he seems powerful. Take the fight to Doma. Yeah.
Interesting. You are suggesting we kindle the flames of revolution in Doma once more and force Xenos to fight a war on two fronts?
For that, there would need to be someone left to fight on this front by the time you got back. Look, I'll not deny the plan as promised. And I feel for our brothers and sisters in Doma, truly I do. But I fear we lack the strength to see it through.
Have faith in your people, Master Kemp. Them and the Scions. Hold fast, rebuild. And when all is in place, we shall defeat Xenos together.
If you're going to Doma, I'm coming too. I want to help our friends there. And make sure nothing like this ever happens again.
Give us the time we need, and we will give you something far greater.
Very well. For all you have done for us, we will fight on. But be swift, comrades. Alamigo has suffered enough.
It goes without saying, but the Scions alone have not the strength to topple a provincial government, here or anywhere else. And I'm quite certain that the same can be said of the Doman Liberation Front. Nevertheless, we can but go and assess the situation for ourselves, and see what can be done. Lest you doubt what good we few can accomplish, I would remind you that my grandfather and his 12 disciples once journeyed to these lands to save Eorzea and her people from a certain doom. Brave souls with an impossible task, and Eorzea lives on. Our present mission may not be as monumental in scope, but it is no less important to the multitudes whom we would free from imperial oppression, whom we will free. Lies, damn lies, and pirates. LSA is contemplating the logistics of a journey to the Far East. Find a way to reach them. Othard is not exactly over the river and through the woods. I am one step ahead of you, dear sister, or rather, Tataru is. But before we can discuss that, there's another issue I wish to address. Much as I would like it if we could all make this journey together, someone will need to remain and serve as Elysian to the Alliance and the Resistance during this critical period. Moreover, as Y'shtola cannot be left unattended, then I should obviously remain. Very well, issue addressed. You know, Alphino, it would have been quicker to just ask, and markedly less patronizing. Yes, I suppose, Will you be willing to look over Y'shtola and provide support to Ehrenwald and the others? Yes, Alphino, I would. You see, that wasn't so hard, was it? Enjoy your trip, and don't you dare return with a gift. Oh, I would not dream of it. Right then. Sister, Jaguar, Lise, gather your things. We are for Limsa Laminsa. Back in Limsa Laminsa, where it all started. Or at least where I started the game. Vilbrand was always Y'shtola's domain. I haven't spent much time here, to be honest. I spoke with Orion J and Thancred along the way. To say they were surprised by our stratagem would be something of an understatement, but they did not dispute its logic. Hutaro should be here any moment with our ship's captain. So we're going by sea after all. Is Merwib lending us our pick of the Crimson Fleet? Not exactly. You are right, inasmuch as we will be traveling by sea. Regrettably, it is simply not feasible for an airship to travel such a distance without impossibly large fuel reserves, to say nothing of the inevitability of running afoul of the Empire's aerial defenses. But then it is equally infeasible to sail in an Eorzean Alliance vessel halfway around the world without the Empire taking notice. Which leaves us with only one other option. Speak of the devil. Sorry to keep you waiting. May I present to you Captain Carvalhain of the Kraken's Arms. Wait. The Kraken's Arms? Don't tell me you made a deal with pirates. Greetings and salutations, scions. I take it from your comrade's tone that you no longer wish to proceed with our proposed arrangement. Not at all, Captain. Pray forgive my sister for her outburst. She has never been one to speak her mind. I, on the other hand, am the very soul of discretion. As many well-respected personages would attest, from the offices of the Admiral to the high houses of Ishgard. But where was I? Oh yes, the Scions of the Seven Dawn do indeed still wish to employ your services. However, it is important that you are aware of certain extenuating circumstances. That pirate looks a lot like Sir Cheribert. Suspiciously. And intent on securing passage to the Far East, you came to us, knowing us to be the proud purveyors of said region's finest spices. Which you steal from God-fearing merchants out on the high seas. Whatever privateering the Kraken's Arms may or may not engage in is strictly within the limits of the law, as set forth by our indefatigable keeper of the peace. More to the point, we are pragmatists. I see considerable risk in aiding your cause, and negligible profit. Well, I for one think the captain has a point. 5 seas can be extremely treacherous, and many a poor, unfortunate soul has come to grieve out there on the waves. Why, when we were in Ishgard, I heard the tragical tale of how the heir to House Durandare vanished at sea. Even now, nearly 20 years later, poor Count remains convinced that his son still lives, and would pay a sultan's ransom for news of his whereabouts. Ha 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 ha. Truly a tragedy of the ages, and a testament to the misfortunes that may befall us should we act without due consideration. But so long as you are prepared to abide the capricious whims of fate, I am willing to oblige you this once. That said, in light of the recent rebellion, I trust you understand that I cannot deliver you to Doma itself. I can only take you as far as Kugain in Hingashi. I require time to procure sufficient provisions and make ready for departure. I humbly suggest you do the same. Suddenly, all those hours Tataro passed cavorting and capering at the Forgotten Night seem rather better spent, do they not? That said, I intended to press the point more obliquely, and there was something disconcerting about the pleasure Tataro took in making Captain Carvalhain squirm. I'm not sure what just happened. I could have sworn he was about to turn us away, but then he changed his mind. Poor little boy had only seen 14 summers when he left Ishgard. Can you imagine what it must have felt like to finally be free to explore the world, unbeholden to all the stuffy traditions of the Holy See? Such a shame that he never returned home. Without him, Count de Durendaire must look elsewhere for his successor, and the good Lord Janquinard's one step closer to being the next in line. Blackmail, is it? This is a dangerous game the two of them are playing. What guarantee do we have that Carvalhain won't just throw us overboard? Tales from the Far East. Alphino's thinking of ways you might pass the time. I say we should heed the captain's advice and attend to our own preparations while they ready the vessel for departure. Tataro and I will procure the necessary supplies. LSA, I should be grateful if you would use the time to brief Urianger on recent developments. You may also wish to review the relevant safety procedures in the event of an emergency at sea. How very prudent of you. Very well. I shall go and speak with him. What of Jaguar and Lise? I will be right back. Alright, I am back. I would like the two of you to return to Revenant's Toll and speak with our Doman allies. I fear we know too little of their homeland, and any information they can provide would be most welcome. When we have completed our respective tasks, we will reconvene here at the ferry docks. Agreed? Sounds like a plan. Let's go, Jaguar. Well, here we are. We'll need to talk to lots of people, so I think we should split up. I'll ask around at the House of Splendors. You take the Rising Stones. I'll meet you here after, got it? Greetings, Jaguar. What brings you to the toll this eve? What? You are from Doma? Heavens, you scions have shown us naught but kindness, but never in my wildest dreams did I imagine you would fight for our homeland. For 25 years we suffered under their tyranny, and then we spied an opportunity. The Emperor dead, Garlemald in chaos. Seemed the time was ripe. Beneath our Lord's banners we gathered, and fought to reclaim our nation. And when Xenos arrived with the 12th Legion, it was over in an instant. Naught would bring me greater joy than to join you on your journey. However, Lady Yugiri made it clear that we were to remain here and safeguard the community we have built. What is it, my friend? You look as though you have something to ask. That you go to join Yugiri and Gosetsu in the fight fills me with such joy. Ah, forgive my exuberance. You require information, yes? We of the Nagay clan have served Doma faithfully for generations, my ancestors' positions within Doma Castle even. Now it is home to the Imperial Viceroy's witch, and her host of men in Magitech. To think that what was once the shining symbol of our heritage, and the seat of my dear Kaon, has become a den for Garlean dogs. You are truly planning to travel to Doma? I do not know what to say. Forgive me. I shall aid you to the best of my ability. Ours is a beautiful land, nestled on the eastern coast of Othard. Along the banks of the One River, our nation thrived, proud and free, until the Garleans came, 25 years ago. The river was our lifeblood, free to travel and to fish, but travel was soon restricted, and now the river belongs to none. Doma knows peace in our time. I should like to see it with my own eyes. Perhaps partake of those hot springs Homai tells me of as well. Ah, there you are. Learn anything interesting? The older domans I spoke with tried to teach me all about Far Eastern customs and the importance of formality and politeness. I'd like to think Eorzeans can be just as stiff and stuffy as anyone, especially Ishgardians. But anyway, did you know they eat with sticks? It wasn't all that hard, actually. Or at least, that's what I thought until they told me I was holding them wrong. And then when I spoke with the younger domans, they just rolled their eyes and told me it was a load of stupid old... Wow, what you learned sounds a lot more useful. Unless someone invites us for dinner, of course. I hope they do. Not without incident. Lise thinks it is time you return to Limsa. Right. No point waiting around here, is there? We should head back to Limsa. Alphino said to meet at the ferry docks, I think. Alright, here they are. It's times like this when I'm glad we've got Tataru taking care of business. Me too. Surfeit of sumptuous foods, wondrous sundries, plenty of clean undergarments. Yes, I do believe we have everything we need for a lengthy voyage. An army marches on its stomach. Tataru took that lesson to heart. Your return, Jaguar. I trust that you learned much from our Doman friends in Revenant's Toll. I am eager to hear all, though that can wait until we have left port. We have time enough to talk on our journey to Kugain. Our spice trading friends have completed their preparations. Assuming you have completed yours, you may inform the deckhand that we are ready to depart. All set, lad? I'll see you to the ship, if so. Board the Misery.
Twelve be praised. Full sure was I that I had come too late.
Urianger! Tell me you haven't come all this way just to see us off.
Nay, my lady. Ere you quit these shores for eastern climes, I wished to share some words of seeming import. Look ye where the sun doth rise. See crimson embers, darkening skies. Look ye where the sun doth fall. See azure lost amidst the squall.
Well, that sounds suitably foreboding.
Another one of your prophecies, I presume?
A prophecy?
Of far eastern origin, aye. It is mine earnest hope that this ancient wisdom may serve to guide you on your journey. For what dangers lie in wait for you upon those distant shores are yet beyond my knowing.
A parting gift befitting your roundabout ways. Thank you.
I have more than words for you, my lady.
Oh, a new weapon for Alice.
It's beautiful. Is it for me?
Though undeniably powerful, your ethereal blade taxeth you greatly in the wielding. Not so this rapier, which shall serve you just as well against all but the most formidable foe.
Impressive. It feels as though it's attuned to my ether. I shall treasure it.
Nice.
Honored guests, say your farewells, for the moment of our parting draws nigh. A fair wind blows, and I mean to follow it.
It would seem our ship is set to sail. Pray give my regards to Thancred and the others. And take care.
And we're off. There's an island nearby.
A fine day, is it not? Fair winds and following seas. The Misery is enjoying herself. Nevertheless, it would not do for you to spend the entirety of our voyage above deck. Let me show you to your quarters.
Is it supposed to do that?
Not under normal circumstances.
Uh-oh.
Captain! You're needed on deck! Something queer's afoot. The winds died down, the waters went still, and all of a sudden, we were dragged off course.
Dragged? By what?
Can't rightly say, sir. But some of the lads are muttering about seeing things in the water. Things that shouldn't be there.
Oh, for the love of... If you will excuse me a moment. Actually, might I persuade you to join me? Loath though I am to admit it, I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh, it got dark. Wait, does it let me go in the ship? Oh wait, no. I was traveling to Silmitsa. Oops. Alright, we're back. This ain't right. This ain't right at all. Odd. Most odd. Well, do you have any idea what's going on? No. As the man said, despite the absence of the wind and current, the misery is somehow being pulled off course. Well, why not fire up the cerulean engines you have hidden below? Excellent suggestion based on knowledge you should not have. Alas, our engines appear to be malfunctioning for reasons that escape my engineers at present. I'm telling you, Captain, it's them. Things the lad saw. Things. I don't suppose I could convince you to attempt something more descriptive. An adjective, for example. Seawolf superstitions and fairy things, not more. But if you must know, the things which you so reticent to name are the souls of deceased women said to lure sailors to their deaths. Preposterous. Yes, indeed. If it is neither the sea nor the weather which is responsible, it is probably a predatory entity of some sort, perhaps a siren or some such. For all we know, it could be a fellow spice trader employing magics to seize and plunder passing vessels. Regardless, we have but one recourse. To let the current take us where it will, and deal with whatever we find here. What a thoroughly pragmatic suggestion. Oh, I'm beginning to like you, girl. Once we arrive at our destination, my crew shall remain with the ship to defend it while we venture forth to deal with the cause of our troubles. Then it is settled. I know not what awaits us, but it will rule the day it reeled us in. Siren Song C. I'll make sure Tataru stays below deck until we know it's safe. Alphino was terrified of ghost stories as a child. I'm glad to see that some things never change. What? Why are you looking at me like that? I'm calm and collected as ever. Carry on. The fiery one. Alice was it? 'Tis a pity she holds our profession in such disdain. She would make an excellent pirate. I'm not saying that I believe beyond a shadow of doubt that vengeful spirits are plotting our demise at this very moment. I'm just saying we cannot discount the possibility. Alright. Well, I think I'm gonna end it there. And we will begin next stream with the Siren Song C. We'll begin with the dungeon. Thank you for joining, whoever joined, and I hope to see you next time.